Are people desecrating them? Alec shone his light at the water lapping around his feet and curled his lip. It was the colour of old coffee. I don't know how anyone can expect us to work in these conditions. For the money they're paying, I'd work waist deep in the Thames.
Alright, there we go.
The guy's last painting sold for $7 million.
Yeah.
Do you know how excited the church was when they found out he'd be down here in
Options.
the 70s?
Video.
Whatever he put on the walls, they charged them with vandalism.
Where's the FOV for real?
Now there's money on the line. They want whatever he did restored, packed up and sold. Alec huffed.
Can I not?
Where's the damn thing anyway? I stopped momentarily to get my bearings. Down here.
Whatever. I guess I'm stuck
Waved
playing
him
with
on,
this.
and we delved deeper into the basement as I noticed there was a strange mix of large rooms that all could tunnel carved directly into rock, some of which you had to
Tracking.
stoop just to fit. Many of the rooms we passed had old
That's
boxes in
armor.
them. One had furniture draped
Yeah,
with
it was
large
cool as
sheets
fuck.
that were now mouldy and stained. Another had an old piano, the lid still up. Thankfully, it wasn't far. A few minutes at
Hold
most.
on.
Once we
Options.
found the door,
Sound.
we both put our shoulders to it. and
Master
forced it
50.
open.
Done.
Water must have built up, because it came pouring out at waist height and nearly took us both of our feet. Really stinks. I cried over the raw water. I ignored him. Needless to say, we stepped inside, and it was as
Get the
if our
fuck-
lives grew dimmer and the air colder. A distinct sense as we crossed the threshold. A large and empty room, where the only sound was water dripping somewhere in the distance. I was about to suggest...
Gotta collect the food. Imagine if that's a goaded seed. Current aura, none is crazy. What do you do? What do you mean? Red. Dude, I really-
that were impossible to focus on.
I'm kind of mad that I can't.
The more I saw the great
Oh, it's right
pieces of
here.
work,
Okay, yeah, that's better.
it was remarkable.
I'm mad I can't fix that, but there we go.
A stretch of unbroken
Fixed.
ocean. Rolling waves made of sleek black water. And the colour. The closest comparison is what you see when you close your eyes. The whole thing made my stomach churn, but there was no denying its artistic merit. The kind of thing I could
Quake
learn
might be a little
to
extra for real, I don't know.
No wonder the church wanted it restored
The
and
helmet.
transferred out to the base.
Current aura. Hey,
It would be no easy feat.
hey,
It was
you you leave my aura alone.
I don't feel too good.
I really can't change the aura.
Alec wobbled momentarily before collapsing.
There we go. Tracking aura.
I managed to catch him
Tuning.
before he
Shunting.
went
What the
into
fuck?
water.
Signaling. Surveying. World spike.
I hissed as I
We'll
struggled
do
to hold his weight with my
surveying.
arms beneath his shoulders.
There we go. See, I got aura now.
I
Eh.
decided to put him, but the room was empty. If I let him go,
Okay,
he felt
nothing
down.
in there.
He
Ooh.
would drown. But he was a good guy, and my arms were already getting tired. I had no hope of making it all the way back to the stairs.
Yeah, the other seed was a dud, dude. I ran around forever and it was just like sand biome and mesa biome.
Struggling to
Dude.
keep him upright.
Can
I
you
dragged
not?
him slowly through the murky waters. It wasn't easy. While the ground was rough, it was still irregular, and I was walking backwards through knee-high water. My mind fluttered through all the possible outcomes of this situation, and it never seemed
Got
focused on the worst.
unemployed.
You could drown, get an infection,
Ugh.
could you get lost? Those tunnels were tight and confusing. I can imagine it so very easily.
Ooh, there's horses right. Yeah, this is already a better
Round in
seed.
circles, rough hewn stone wrapping around itself, so every turn takes me back to that place.
Ooh, what the fuck? What's that?
What would I do in that situation? I wondered. Would I
Let's
let him
take all the
drown?
food we can.
Would I
Actually,
go
in the
into a collapse from
saplings.
exhaustion? And how long would I last? A few hours, a day, maybe more. It was a silly idea, but it got my heart racing. I tried telling myself that I had it under control. I had a plan, a good one. Get him upright in one of those old chairs. He'd probably just fainted because of the air down there.
I play with like a
Maybe he was
93.
more sensitive to it than
I'm
most.
surprised I couldn't see it up there.
But while I tried to keep my eye on him, watching for any
It's pretty
sign of
solid.
consciousness, I kept looking up at the tunnel ahead. With each step, the darkness felt heavier, and the lapping of the water grew so loud it seemed to almost hurt my ears. And yet, at the same time, I could hear my every breath as clear as if I was standing in total silence, without any real reason for it. A cold dread crept over me. I didn't feel alone down there, no matter how hard I tried to dismiss it as a childish feeling. It just kept getting stronger. Each time I looked up, I expected to see something. God only knows what I thought would be waiting for me. But it didn't matter. The mere thought there was something in the dark or lurking beneath the water was enough to make me hurry, even as I kept reminding myself that was a great way to make a mistake.
Come here,
It
horses.
was in regard to the room with the furniture. There was no door, so I simply turned and plodded backwards. I saw a door that looked good enough. It was disgusting and green, old and mildew. It was hold his weight. Alec is a good 6 inches taller than me and built heavily. So by the time I lifted onto the chair, I was
Take
exhausted
that,
and had
sucker.
to stop and catch my breath. Hands on my
Ooh,
knees,
cow.
entire body trembling, I took a few seconds to comfort myself before leaning over him.
Cow.
His name,
Dude, come here.
Alec? No, Alec. He took that to his face.
You didn't even give me no
He
meat.
seemed to stir. For goodness sake, I hissed, hearing just the slightest hint of alarm. in
Ooh,
his
that's
voice.
exactly what I need. That tree right there.
Alec, wake up and let's
Look
get
at the
hell out of-
tree.
Someone pressed the key on the piano, and everything inside me came to a screeching halt. It was dull and off-key, but there was no mistaking the sound that had come from the nearby room. The thought of there actually being
Ars
someone else down
Nova.
there made my skin tight and my head whisk. Took every ounce of willpower I had to stand upright and look towards the doorway.
Can I? Just give me a recipe, actually. Recipe.
groaned.
Cotton ball.
And I damn near jumped out of my skin. I don't feel well, he muttered while rubbing his face. It's so dark in here. I think I might be dreaming. The initial shock reaction, I was flooded with relief.
I don't know how I get
and
that,
no
so
longer being
whatever.
alone in that horrible place. You fainted, I said, with his friend.
Now this is some good shit right here.
Must be the air down here. We'll need respirators from here on in. I'm cold, he moaned as he pushed
Take
himself
chests?
upright.
No, why would I need a chest for?
I want to go home. Can I go home, please?
Chests just take up another inventory slot. What I need is string. I need string.
I felt a lot safer knowing.
Cause
it
I got
wasn't
the
just
leather.
me
I need more
forcing
leather
it
too, for real,
outwards.
but we got enough.
But I still found myself hesitating as we passed the next room along.
Hopefully on nighttime I can get some more string.
Alec asked as he paused to look.
I
at
need
the
like
door.
3 or 4 pieces.
Nothing, I muttered before hurrying us both along. Someone had closed
What was
the
I doing
door.
here again? Oh yeah, placing this.
It's like a different painting when photographed.
Spawn
First I looked
village.
at the light of the camera display.
Spawnium.
Something to do with how it catches the light. She picked the tripod up and moved it several feet to her right. She pressed the button and the flash went off in the dark room like a bolt of lightning.
Did I read this book
For
yet?
an instant, the whole place was laid bare. Roughly hewn stone and stagnant water. Look, she called me over. It happened again. I stopped my work, setting up the fourth pump at the far end of the room, and wandered over. So far, I'd managed to pump out most of the water.
Do you know what I need?
An
I don't know how
ocean
this
filled
mod
with
works. It's
grey.
not a mod, it's a mod pack.
Of course, the rest of the tunnels were still
It's
flooded.
Direwolf 20. It's like one of the old school ones, but
So
it's
the room
pretty,
itself was sealed
it's
off.
updated pretty frequently. It's like the
Sunlight
newest
to the
version.
only doorway.
They call it a kitchen sink mod because it has a lot of everything in it.
I'd since spent days trying to figure out where the last of the water in that one room was.
I would tell you what I'm gonna get with the string and the leather, but I'd rather just show
To
you.
help with the imaging. It looks funny, I said as I leaned over a shoulder and looked at the latest picture. The wall appeared as an explosion of psychedelic colours, closer to a tie-dye t-shirt than the black obelisk it was in person. It's a weird piece, very textured, and the paint itself is quite unique. I'm not surprised it behaves strangely under a camera's flash. But look at it, she said. Look at it, I replied, folding my knife, unwilling to stare too long. It's weird. I don't like it, she said, before quietly moving the tripod another few feet along. Me neither, I snapped as I knelt down next to the broken pump. So let's get on with it. I need all the help I can get. All right, she tutted. Where's your partner in crime anyway? Alec's not been feeling well. I said. Oh, that's a shame. Always liked Al. Another flash. For a moment, my silhouette was painted on the wall opposite the mural. I could have sworn it was a different kind of black, as if my shadow had texture, brushstrokes even. Before I had time to think about what I'd seen,
There's some spiders.
by me. Still no luck with that pump. Driving me nuts, I said. Well, I'll get the X-ray now. It won't take long, but we'll need to leave the room at the time. Or at least I will, since this is something I do daily. I thought about staying in that place alone.
Backpack.
Screw it.
4.
I'll
And
join you.
we need another
I said.
spider.
Well, before we get going, I'm gonna need
Some
help
spiders
getting
this
into
way.
position. Sure thing, I said as I took a hand to get up. It was a big painting designed to capture high-resolution
Perfect.
images of what lay beneath paintings and canvases, essential for seeing the early work of a painter.
I don't think I need bones for anything.
I've always enjoyed documenting the strange artifacts found beneath famous paintings. Sometimes you could even see a timeline of the artist's process. Preliminary sketches, features removed, background details.
Sweet
added
dreams
later.
are made of these.
Most people don't see there's more than one Mona Lisa lurking under all that paint. Okay, Marie said, as we
Be gone.
yellow marker she put on the ground.
Nice.
First of all, I'll hit the
Another
timer,
spider over
and
here.
then
Yeah,
I'll
kill them
exit the
spiders.
corridor.
Yeah.
It'll beep when it's done.
8 string. Let's go. That's bet. That's bet.
I nodded.
Alright, now it is... See, now I need the chest, but I mined up enough wood. We don't really care.
The barricade, pulling aside the plastic
Dun,
sheeting
dun,
I
dun.
draped over the
And then
doorway.
it goes like something like this, maybe.
Just as Marie was on the other side, we heard the beep telling us it was done. Then we were back inside.
Let's check this
with
shit
another
out.
plate,
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
in the process
And-
again.
Yeah.
We moved it further down into the
And you can
long
wear it too, I'm pretty sure.
Each time, it took a little longer to get back to the exit.
Yeah, you
It was
can
a
wear
pain
it.
in the ass, but necessary.
And if you click B,
Last one.
if you click B, it opens the one on your
and
back.
finally hold onto the fourth yellow marker. I'm actually curious to take a closer look at these pictures, you know, she added, before pausing to look at the mural. It's horrible to look at, but you have to admire the skill that went into
Alright, I'm
it.
good with that.
It's almost
Alright, now we're ready to adventure. Let's check, see what.
familiar.
There's a meteor over there. It's probably where you want to go.
Her words trailed off, and she slowly tilted her head.
What is
I had
this?
to give her a nudge to remind her to press the button. She laughed. Pressed it, and with that, we were both marching back towards the exit. I quickly climbed over the barricade once more, turned to help my leave. I found myself staring at an empty doorway. The machine beeped to say it was done, and I poked my head through the tarp and looked around, but couldn't see her. Confused, I climbed back in and scanned the room.
Yeah, backpack in a backpack.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
The
No.
machine
Oh,
was still
this one
there,
stops
on the
that.
way.
Now there might
And the
be
sight of the woman, who until just a few seconds ago was right behind me.
there might be a backpack upgrade
Marie, I called out.
that allows you
There was only the
to
sound of
put
dripping
backpacks
water.
in backpacks.
I was baffled.
Sometimes it's a
I
thing
couldn't
in
understand
this.
where she had gone. She couldn't have gotten.
But
back
honestly,
to
it gets
the
so confusing. I usually just
Still
carry around
makes
like 10
sense.
backpacks when I'm going on a
As
big
the
run.
seconds turned to minutes. The motion was replaced with a chilling panic. I shouted again. And then again. And again. This time my voice was a little louder, and the repetitions grew closer together until I was pacing furiously, just screaming her name over
The meteor is
and
over
over.
here.
My voice grew hoarse. I even stuck my head out into the corridor and cried out. But there was never any response.
This is a different one than normal.
I checked every inch of that place, and when I didn't find it, I searched every inch of it.
I'm
Part
gonna
of
need
me
some
started to
blocks.
visualize her eventual return, to hope for it. Started to imagine that moment of relief, the sight of her appearing at the
Is that
doorway
coal?
before explaining where she'd been.
Block
I
of coal.
held on to that fantasy
Look at
so
that.
hard that at times it felt as if I was alive in two worlds at once.
And
One
iron.
where Maria and
Yeah,
I
this is
were
a good
laughing
idea.
about a slight misunderstanding, and another where a woman could disappear.
No,
into
I
thin
do
air.
have a wonder if I need.
Surely the latter isn't reality, I thought
What
to
can I use
myself
this for? Soul
as I
sand.
shouted over and over. This one has to be the dream. But if it was a dream, I wasn't waking up. And eventually, I accepted that I had to go
Interesting.
get help. I didn't even grab my
Yeah, I don't
things
need that for
before stepping
anything.
out into the corridor. I was in a rush, desperate to get this nightmare over with, to
Alright.
get help, and to find Marie somewhere safe and sound. But I only made it a few feet when I heard a voice call out to me from behind. Mike, I don't feel so good. Am I dreaming?
I don't think this is actually the meteor I thought it was gonna be either. I think this is a. Yeah, this is not. Ooh.
Even her hair looked thinner.
Ooh.
She looked like a
Yeah,
woman who'd
that's
just
nice.
spent a week on a desert
I don't
island.
know if I need that though, but.
Jeez. I thought before running over and grabbing her. She was close to collapse, wobbling back and forth and clutching the door. Just
Yeah,
as
no use for that.
Where the hell did you go? It's so dark in here. I want to go home, she said in a quiet drone.
You can't argue with the coal for real though.
Car crash. All right, I said. Let me. What is that? She was holding something in her hands.
Some iron.
It was one of the plates from the X-ray machine.
Blackstone.
She didn't even register me taking it from her. Down in the dark, it didn't look like much. And being in a hurry, I simply tucked it under one arm and helped her over the barricade and into the water. Everything that followed was a rushed blur. I took her into the church, sat her in a pew, and called for an ambulance. Paramedics quickly arrived and rushed her off, asking a few questions here and there about what I think might have happened. I had no real answers to speak of, but when I mentioned she didn't have a respirator on her, they all seemed to take it as a given that she had carbon monoxide poisoning. That was the official diagnosis for Alec, and I recognized a few of the paramedics from when I called them out for him, so they must have connected the dots. But carbon monoxide poisoning didn't explain why she looked so thin and, I don't know, broken. She looked worse than awful. Seeing her in that state had terrified me. At least she's in safe hands, I told myself, as I watched the ambulance doors close. I decided it was time to call it a day and went to grab some of the things I'd left on a nearby bench when I saw the slide Marie had been holding. The light was a little better in the church,
Take the bamboo.
especially since it was midday, and that broken roof filled the place
A
with
good
rays of
hungry
amber light.
capacitator. Ooh, the Order in the
The
Darkness
X-ray
book.
and held the back plate
Now, these
up.
arrows have never been
Wanted to
useful
see
to
what it
me,
showed.
so we're not gonna take that.
It looked like a hurricane
Micro
of swirls
missile.
and spiraling bone-white shapes.
What do we use it
was a
for?
mess of strange
Small hand
distortions
launch
that
projectile.
reminded me distantly of the background of Dante.
Whoa, fuck.
Right
Alright.
there, in the middle of all those spiraling, rolling lines and growths,
Dark steel.
was a woman.
I don't need
Marie,
more of
in
the
fact.
books. Alright.
I was
Obtained by
sure.
feeding a darkened apple. No.
And she had both hands clutched to
Mana
the side
regen.
of her
Wixie
head,
token obtained
like she was
by using
screaming
Dispel.
for her life.
Take the enders.
Saw it.
Take the
The old
bones.
man who'd answered the door was practically skeletal,
Everything else isn't very
but
useful
he
to
wasn't
me.
infirm. He glared at me with twitchy anticipation of my answer. He seemed ready to explode. You saw the mural? Yes. When my secretary got your phone call, I was ready to dismiss you entirely. Slowly, he looked me up and down like a piece of meat. You look intact. Because I tried speaking, but something about the old man's intense stare caught me off. Noticing this, he pulled the door open and gestured inside his luxurious apartment with one arm. "Come in," he cried. "I had my staff confirm you really have done work in the church. I'm fascinated by what you might have seen." "I was told you bought Mr. Halswell's paintings," I said as he ushered me into a room decorated with
Couple of
gleaming carpet
those.
furniture and beautiful red velvet wallpaper. "A collection at an auction," I stammered. "You spent quite a lot of money on them." "Yes," he replied while sitting opposite me. "Halswell was touched, you know. Spent his life trying to exorcise the things he saw." Right," I stammered. "I just wanted to know if you had any information on the mural at the church." "My boy, you've actually seen it, which makes you far more of an expert than I am." He spoke like he was giving me the greatest compliment. I never had the nerve to go look. I love my esoteric hobby as much as anyone, but I prefer the occult, where it is unlikely to do me any harm. Well, I'm just concerned. I had 2 friends collapse in there, and one of them... Well, I can't really explain it, but he was missing for a while. The church aren't a lot of help, but they told me to speak to you if I wanted some information about the artist. Oh, the church has no real record of that place. Not properly, anyway. "What is it?" I asked, growing tired and wanting to cut to the chase. "What did George Halswell paint? I've had 2 colleagues pass out down there, and now one of them isn't answering my calls. Please, I need answers." "George didn't paint anything," he said with a shrug. "He was sent down as a handyman and found it behind the crates of old rubbish. Whatever he saw, he felt compelled to paint over it, an attempt at censorship. He wanted to hide it away. That's why he was charged with vandalism by the old priest, who is long since dead. But George's efforts were in vain. He could not unsee what he had seen, and it would stick with him forever. I don't understand. The mural is..." He leaned forward and grinned. I could tell he was hoping for this. Yes, he whispered. "Tell me about it." "It's not just tar on the wall," I said. "It's more... it has a kind of depth. There are brushstrokes all over. Thousands, if not millions. They don't look like they form a pattern, but they do. It sits behind your eyes and burns the sinuses. It's an impression of something. The darkness inside a coffin. It looks featureless, but it isn't. Sometimes, it's as if it crawls. Fascinating. Well, the brushstrokes don't surprise me, he said, while sitting back with a satisfied grin. George used his hands, but whatever he tried to hide, it didn't just go away because he painted over it. He didn't erase anything, merely changed it, gave it a different face to wear. But if it didn't make it, who did? He shrugged. Who knows? Those tunnels are so extensive because there were multiple archaeological dig sites held there throughout the 19th century. They found mosaics dated to the Romans' first arrival in Britain, along with pots and clay that were even older. Some say the church was built atop it to hide the darkness below, but that was too long ago for anyone to remember. When I called the Archbishop to check if they had really sent you down there, they seemed under the misconception George had created the mural from scratch, but the painting on that wall predates us all. His shoulders sagged, and a look of defeat took over him as he added, I wish I had the courage to see it. I was afraid. So often the truth can be frightening. When I heard Halswell's daughter was auctioning off some of his later works, I thought maybe this could be a chance to catch a glimpse of it, a way of seeing what George Halswell saw, as retold by him through new artistic expression.
Is bro sleeping? No, I'm not sleeping.
This visit hadn't really told me a great deal so far. Sensing my disappointment, the old man smiled. Would you like to see them? His paintings? Suddenly, he was the spry and lively person who'd opened the door to me just a short while ago.
I made it pretty far though.
And clapped happily.
We were here. Now we're here.
He said in a frantic tone.
We got a good enough start that I can just adventure now.
Down there, it really did a number on him.
I found a weather machine, or that's what I call them at least, right here. Has a big waypoint out the top of it.
Until we arrived at a small room he'd decorated as a gallery.
No, I was texting.
Densely packed with paintings and prints worth
And I got this scary story playing.
But he strolled past them like they meant nothing. When he shoved me eagerly in front of his newest collection.
If you wanted to play Minecraft, modded Minecraft someday, bro, I could pay for a server to be opened up.
Halswell's paintings were not pure black.
Wouldn't mind doing that again. Although I don't really have anybody else to play. Homie Brandon might, but that's a stretch.
In the artistic principles used to make them. The forms and anatomy.
It doesn't really take too many people to play this anyways. Just not like we're fighting or anything, just fucking building shit. I'm being creative. I want to build a nice looking house. I want to find a nice little spot, nice little build spot. Build a nice house. Get some electricity down, get some AE down, get some machines down. I don't really fuck with the magic until I get in game. Like I gotta get a reactor and shit.
They showed me Marie and Alec, thin and sad, weeping and broken, screaming into the emptiness.
I don't know. I had Minecraft, but got logged out of Microsoft. Let's log back in, bro. Gotta get your shit together. Start setting your passwords correctly. Write it down somewhere. Write it down. I'd actually recommend writing it down, your passwords and emails down somewhere, and then also putting it in a Notepad app somewhere on your computer. Now the Notepad thing might not be the best idea, but it's something I do. Shouldn't say that on the internet, but it's something I do.
And terror on my face is an open invitation to something no one wants to meet. I would say best of luck to you and your colleagues.
I wonder if I need ink for anything.
There's no point.
Look, little shrimps.
Done for.
Sometimes you need ink for shit, and it gets annoying to find ink.
Last time I'd seen Alec,
Can't you host free servers without mods? I'm not sure, but definitely you pay for it when you host for a modded server, because you need a lot of gigabytes of RAM. Like at least 8 did it pretty good last time I did. I say 8 like 8's a lot, but back in the day, man, I used to get fucking not be able to play a lot of mods because of the fact that I didn't have a good amount of RAM.
Come on.
Ooh, look, what is that?
Marie's missing. Is she with you? Please,
We found something.
Tell me you're both okay. Anxious and scared for my friend, I put my ear to the door, hoping I might hear him approaching.
Oh, I didn't pick up the bed. I'm dumb.
Irregular. The slightest suggestion of someone talking. Al, I cried. Al, please, open up. Something loud struck the door and made me jump, and that sinking feeling in my chest grew worse. He was alive at least, but that didn't mean he was okay. Even if it meant making him mad, I was going to have to get in there and check on him. Thankfully, I had a spare key from a long time ago and used it to pop the door open just an inch or two.
Well, there's already a bed up in here. You never know, there could have been fucking mobs up here.
Al, I cried through the small opening, and immediately regretted it. Something about the smell of that place, mildew and damp, it made my skin crawl. And the carpet was soggy, like there'd been a leak no one had bothered to fix. It reminded me of the church basement. Not just the water or the smell, but the shadows, the distant sight of doorways, in darkness. I didn't want to announce my presence. I was entering his home. Alec, it's Mike. Are you in? There was a muffled bump way off in the back. So I pushed the door open, the rest of the bay, before propping it in place with a nearby extinguisher.
I don't need that.
Streamed in was feeble, but it offered me slight comfort. Unfortunately, I only took a few steps before the door slammed shut, and I was left in total
Bone
darkness.
blocks. Oh, what the fuck? Look at all. Oh, it's like a lighthouse. Oh, this is sick. Can I turn it on?
Nearly made me drop it again.
Probably not.
There was someone staring at me.
Yo, you should be.
At the far end of the
Yo!
pale skin, hair thinning so badly.
Oh, this is sick. Oh yeah, I'm putting one of these waypoints down here.
And that expression, a dull but hateful
Lighthouse.
glare, the drooling gaze of a lobotomized.
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize.
Oh, I
it
love
as
it when a
Alex at
plan comes
first.
together.
It took a few seconds of being gripped with terror before I realized.
I don't know. I
it
never
was
had
my
that much want to
friend,
play normal
leaning at
Minecraft
me
because it's
from a
easy. Even
darkened
hardcore,
room.
I always played high pixel. Yeah,
Alex,
it's baby stuff, boy.
are you
There
okay?
is live servers that we could probably play on these, but it's not as to me they're not as fun. They're just not as fun because people have already explored shit, found shit.
Couldn't see anything. Only when I stood so close that I had one hand on the gem that I managed to get a good look inside. Alec was crouched in the corner near some broken furniture, nude and pale, spine jutting out between distended shoulder blades like a starved survivor.
Manual, stackable books, worn
He was
notebook,
muttering
alchemy book,
quietly to himself, the same phrase again
manual
and
for
again.
power.
I couldn't be certain, but it sounded like he was saying,
Dictionary.
dark
Fuck, what I
in
need a
here.
dictionary for? Mod
I wanted
filter,
to call
big
out
book
to
of
him,
trees.
but the words were caught in my throat when I saw his blackened fingertips
Guidebook.
in the buckets
Guidebook.
of empty paint.
Patchouli? Some kind of
He
spell
had
thing.
remade The mural.
Laser, modular,
just some version of it.
Fargo's.
A dark and
Talisman
confusing
guidebook,
thick,
that would be sick.
glassy obsidian brushstrokes that covered an entire
Dictionary
wall.
of Spirits.
His
Demon
TV
Dream
was
Seeds.
smashed on
Alright,
the
look out
floor
for
where he pulled
Demon
it down.
Dream Seeds.
His sofa pulled out. The coffee table tossed
Hermetica.
aside.
Modernomicon.
It was like he'd been in a mad rush to get at the wall. Now, everything in that place was broken, taken to pieces. Worse even. A lot of it was rotten,
Tome of Helmets.
turning to filth and mold. It was as if the church basement was crawling out of that black wall.
Alright, we'll leave some of these books
Misty
though. I
air
don't want
and
to take all the
stagnant
books.
water seeping through the waxy paint to taint everything it touched. Al, I said, unable to hide the tremor in my voice. We need to
Oh, there's a
get out of
waypoint
here
right up here too.
now.
Anyways, nice.
He looked at me with teary, desperate
Oh,
eyes.
he's mad at me.
He says,
No, he's
"If you
not.
want
Okay.
us back, you know where to
Got
look."
scared for a second there. Let's see what we got going on
With
here.
alarming
There's another
speed,
waypoint up
Al
there.
jumped upright and ran towards the wall.
We already got
He
two. We'll be
disappeared
alright.
into the paint,
I want to keep going
with
west.
the rock falling into water.
You got Minecraft working.
I thumped down into the water with a splash and immediately scanned the basement. Black water rippled away into the distance as my chalky light swept over old boxes and broken shelves. I tried everything to hold on to that sense of urgency and bravado that had compelled me to come rushing over to the church. But in the face of the aching darkness that lingered at the edge of my torchlight, I could already feel it slipping away. I knew I had to go marching into those shadows, deep into the tunnel
Wait, what am I
at
doing?
the far end of the room that would take me to the mural. I had to save my friends. Every time I thought about leaving them to their fate, I remembered that painting, the look on their faces, agony and torture written in such despairing eyes. If there was even a chance of reaching them, I had to try. And given Al's words to me in that apartment, there really was no doubt about where to look.
Quake.
Each step was a struggle. The sound of water drove my paranoia to new heights as I kept stopping, expecting to hear the footsteps of some unseen pursuer, or perhaps something up ahead. But it wasn't until I reached the room with the
Man,
piano
what these dolphins
that
want?
I finally heard the sound of someone else down there with me. Music. I stopped, not quite sure whether I could trust my senses. Was I really hearing it? Or was my terrified mind just conjuring the worst case scenario? But soon enough, the background noise died down.
See, look at that. See that right there?
I could hear a dreadful
It's
song.
dangerous.
A strange, discordant tone, weak and off-key, played with only the vague memory of real musical talent. Shaken with terror, I dipped my light in a desperate bid to make myself less visible, and approached the doorway. Marie was sitting there, waiting for me. I recognized her
Yeah,
as my
no,
friend,
fuck that.
but
The
this is
drowns will
not
kill
the
me.
woman I knew.
All I need is one to spawn with a fucking trident and kill me.
Decades in the time since I'd last seen her.
I'm good on that.
So thin, she didn't even look human anymore. And her eyes, beady and black, nestled above a
See this
manic
area where
and
those
sadistic
shrimps-
grin that was anything but joyful. "He's taking his time with you," she said in a lilting sing-song, before rising to face me. The broken satin bottle
That right there,
on display
I'm gonna
with
guess.
deep knotted
See that
scars.
circle? Abyssal stone.
This was not
Smooth
the woman
basalt.
I had
I
pretended
guess
I
I was
knew
wrong.
once. Maybe it was her after she'd survived the nuclear war. But no, it simply wasn't possible that she could
Got a
have
ship
changed
down
so
there.
radically
Something
in so
andesite
little time.
stone.
That was her face, twisted with hate and a kind of hunger, but still her face. She looked ready to lunge at me, the tense
A merc.
anticipation of it coming. And I really didn't like the
Yeah,
thought
the
of
water's
her
dangerous
bitten
as
yellow
fuck.
nails scratching at my face and eyes. But instead of leaping, she simply giggled and slid quietly into the
Man,
water,
we're already 3,000 blocks out.
disappearing beneath the
Christ.
black surface. I contemplated leaving and turned to look the way I came, but some 20 meters away, my light caught a glimpse of
Underwater
Ruby's frightened
temple.
face staring at me. I jumped, shocked at how she'd managed to slip past me and all the way over there without me noticing. And now she waited, daring me to try and leave. I wanted to. I wanted to march over there. But jeez, the look on her face.
Ooh, coming
I
back to the
decided I had
land.
no choice
Give me some
but to
land.
move onwards to the mural. Maybe Alec would have come to his senses and could help me. A slim hope. But that was all I had to steel myself. So, I walked slowly to the final doorway and stepped over the sandbags and into the room with the mural. Everything was where we'd left it weeks before. Even the old X-ray machine was on its tripod. Slowly, a kind
Ship.
of darkness seeped into my thoughts,
Dangerous
and the air
ship.
grew dense and fluid.
Look at them.
filling me up
Skeletons.
as I was drowning in filth.
Oh shit, there's. Oh, they got dolphins. Oh fuck.
And work out the next course of action.
Oh, we're out of. Oh, we're out of here. I don't want none of that.
I fell to my knees and started to
Nope.
heave.
I am
The
good.
harder I fought for breath, the worse it became.
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. Fuck Hypixel, bro. I ain't on that.
Red and black. And I realized it was as if I was drowning but could not die. And then a horrible notion
Underwater
started to
forest.
burn its way into my
Ow,
mind.
you fuck.
Slowly, it came to me as a powerful truth that all the time I'd spent outside the
Water
room
forest, huh?
was a lie. Just a kind of dream. All the daylight I'd seen, the mornings waking in my own bed,
I need to hit
the
some
sight of my own
land.
skyline, and the sound of a world made of bright and colourful things. Those memories were just a thin plastic.
Oh,
with
dude,
no
he's so
spark
fast.
of
Get
the
away
truth.
from me.
That room, Alex's collapse, Marie's
Ugh.
disappearance. They were the
spooky
only
fuck.
real things I'd experienced. And cold and damp and dark.
Dude, he just one
were
shot.
all that remained to me.
Boy. And I
Everything
spent my
else was
bet.
world. All
That's
of
a
that was
bullshit.
dream. His dream.
Man, that
really
is some
existed was the
bullshit.
ocean on the other side of that wall, and everything else was dreamt up by something that lay in its depths. I nearly collapsed beneath the weight of those thoughts. Every breath was a struggle. Every moment I tried to recall from my old life was like passing a kidney
So you
stone.
don't fuck around. Gotta get some cover first. Fucker one shot
A
me.
trickle. Looking towards the wall, I saw water seeping out of the paint like sweat from skin. Slowly at first, but then it grew and grew until the trickles turned to a steady pouring. Leaks springing in a dam that held back waters from another world. Eventually, it gave. All at once, a great and terrifying torrent of black water spewed from the painting. It did not last long, a few seconds at most, but it was enough to quite suddenly fill the room with another
Warehouse.
foot of water. And once the foam and crashing waves dispelled,
So dumb.
I saw him, Alec, kneeling in front of the mural. It's your turn in the dark now, he groaned, and all thoughts of rescue fled my mind as I looked at him. What had I even been thinking going there? What was I going to do against that? You couldn't fight it, couldn't stab it or kill it, and Alex's words had chilled me to the bone. God, no, I thought. No, I'm not going there. He wants one of us
This is
back in there,
bullshit.
and it's only fair it ain't me. Alex cried as he rose to his full height. Whatever he'd been through, he was in a far worse state than Marie. He was He was falling apart. His torso covered in great, weeping lesions, so large and deep that you could see exposed muscle and bone beneath. It was as if being coughed up out of some giant's brain, highly digested, and alive. No. We have our turns, he screamed suddenly. We retain. It's your turn now. I ran, launched myself over the barricade, and fled, screaming down the tunnel. I ran through the water like I never had before. I wasted no time looking behind me. Didn't even waste energy on thoughts of what was happening. There was only a need to drive through the water like a piston in an engine. The burning in my muscles didn't matter. The thunder of my beating heart, so wild and furious, like I might just collapse and die at any second, didn't matter. None of it mattered. All that existed to me in those desperate few minutes of flight was the memory of the world. Sunlight, birds, smiling strangers and delicious food, my home and my bed. A world where things made sense.
Give me an XP.
I was crying when I finally reached the basement and saw the stairs leading up to the light. My heart quickened as I climbed up them on all fours and reached out for the final one. The world exploded. Something like lightning seemed to shoot out of my mouth, spreading across my face in terrible pulses of agony. I had slipped and smashed my face onto the final stone step, catching the very edge of my bottom teeth. Into shards, and now floated freely in my mouth. But that wasn't what brought me out of the shock. No. What brought me back into the wilderness was the feeling of cold water.
Do your fucking thing, creeper! Blow up! Thank you.
With almost machine-like strength.
Fucking hey.
Alec had caught me at the final moment. I was now dragging my floating body back towards the darkness. I wasted no time. He crashed and struggled to find my way back onto my feet as he turned and pummeled me with ape-like blows. "It's your turn," he bellowed. "We spent our time in the dark." In the frantic struggle, Marie crouched in the corner, sobbing. "We were all his anyway," she whined like a petulant child. "We still have it.
What does that aura mean?
One way or another, he has us." She launched herself towards me, and I finally lost all desire to help my friends. I hit her as hard as I could. One solid blow in the face. That scrawny little man leaped back, and she disappeared beneath the waves. Jeez, I still don't know if I killed her. I only know that from that moment on, it was just Alec trying to drag me back towards the mural.
Yeah, give me all this free
He'd
food.
always been bigger and stronger than me. Meanwhile, he was a glistening ghost of his former self. He still held on to me with a steel grip, using one hand
That was a god.
and confused. I ended up using
Fucking
one
faster
hand
to
to
walk
cover
all the
my
way back
face
there than do
and
this.
the
I
other
can't.
glove
The
desperately
waypoints used to
anything
not be
I
that
could use.
expensive.
Eventually, I
Oh,
found
onion.
something cold and wet and slick. An old piece of wood. I
Get away
swung
from
it
that,
as hard
creeper.
as I could, and it broke across his face like rotten mulch. He stopped and grinned. It hadn't even phased him. But
Lost
where
2
the old
levels.
piece of wood had broken, I now clutched the jagged collection of splinters, gritting my teeth and tapping into what little
Dude, only
reserves of
3,000
anger
blocks.
I had
Oh wait,
left.
no, we're good.
I leapt forward and slammed a few inches of broken wood into the largest open wound of his gut. This time, he didn't grin. He screamed and let go of me, staring
But
with
yeah,
horror
it used to
at
not
the
be that
filthy
fucking
wood
expensive to get the fuck out of here.
I
To
wasted
use
not
a
1 second more
lighthouse.
waiting for him to recover.
Better than what's on now. I don't
Up
give
the
a fuck.
stairs,
I'm just a solo adventure,
making my way
motherfucker. Go
to the
play
church.
something.
and slammed the trapdoor shut with a heavy thud.
I'm gonna play Hypixel and I'm gonna farm sugar cane to get money to become the richest person on the server.
The one Marie had apparently made herself. The police questioned me briefly, but seemed to ask a lot of questions about drugs.
I only gotta farm 20 billion pieces of sugar cane. Oh. No, fuck you. Scary stories are the best, alright?
Although they said that both apartments would likely have to be gutted.
It's all, you have to farm to get the money on every Hypixel, whether you're playing the factions or any of that, you have to farm. I'm doing that. Playing modded Minecraft. I play modded Minecraft to get one-shotted by dolphin-riding fucking skeletons, okay?
Hoping that I might convince myself that everything that had happened was just some kind of sick dream.
You ain't never seen no shit like that before.
When Alec briefly came awake.
Yeah, I just teleported 3,000 blocks out.
It's your turn.
Modded Minecraft, baby.
I said, this life or the next, you're going there.
And a map. Look at the map.
He grinned before collapsing back into consciousness.
Mini games, bro. No, you're goofy. I don't want to do that shit.
Since then, I've worked a number of
Use a goofy man.
the sole requirement being that I never want to work on another painting again. Retail, construction, factories, anything, so long as I don't have to pick up a brush or look at one's work. Alex's words in the hospital have frightened me so deeply that I doubt the fear will ever fade. Each night, I dream I'm back in I'm in a tiny
McDonald's
hospital.
announces
It's
new
like
healthy
somebody's
item.
looming
A
towards
single
me.
piece of wet
My
lettuce.
mouth could get the most football stadiums.
Call it the McWettus.
But the worst are the ones where I'm trapped, suffocating in total darkness as some invisible fluids burns my skin. But no matter how much I scream or cry, I can't claw my way to freedom. Instead, the more I thrash, the more those ripped mucus-covered walls seem to compress around me until I can hardly breathe. These dreams
Gotta go
are
scare
growing
this
more
dog.
frequent, and recently, I have begun to worry that Alec and Marie were right. It is my time to be darkness. It has always been my time. This life or the next. Now I'm going. Or maybe I'm just remembering. After all, I woke up this morning, closed my eyes, and the beginnings of something strange, thick and
Oh, get the fuck away from that, though.
upon my wall.
Fucking dolphin riding fucking skeletons with gold axes. Dealing fucking too much damage. That underwater grove, though, that's pretty crazy.
It's time to sit back and relax.
It's like that's made to be that. Like, look at it.
I investigate disturbing cases. Here,
I'm gonna start to creep in now. I don't want to listen to the 3-hour one.
Parents sue their 30-year-old deadbeat son. For some reason, this got recommended to me. I don't know why.
The 30-year-old deadbeat son has
Look, it's spawning trees on glowstone.
Their son out of their home.
What is that?
Mark and Christina Rotondo took their unusual
What
step
is
to sue
this?
their own son, Michael Rotondo, to have him evicted from their home in New York. Michael, who was 30 years old at the time, had been living with his parents for several years and had refused to leave despite their numerous requests. West.
Right.
Yo, it would be kind of sick to live here though, but I ain't doing that. Sick spot though.
If you stop feeding him, he'll go away.
Buying my own food, trying my own food for a long time.
His parents say he's a freeloader.
They claim that they have provided him with financial support, including room and board. They claim that they have
It's not even. Look at. He's just getting the water everywhere. He's wearing a suit. Oh no, he's in court.
provided him with
Piece of
financial
shit
support,
fucking
including room and board.
skeleton.
They said you need to get a job, you need health
no.
insurance. Oh, I'm trying to make it so I can.
Leave me alone.
But that he had not contributed to household expenses
Yeah.
or shown any initiative to move out and become self-sufficient.
Right,
I am a millennial.
Yes.
Mike.
Michael. Thanks.
After repeated attempts
Yeah.
to get him to leave, Mark and Christina Rotundo resorted to legal action.
Why couldn't you guys resolve this without the court?
This is.
I was just out, you know.
Can I hit you with
But
this?
the judge is the
Yeah, I can.
eviction
Fucking
order, giving
bastard.
Michael specifically to move out.
See why the most appropriate
This is so
Michael, who
ridiculous.
represented himself in court,
Yeah,
argued
eat shit. Alright, back to the journey.
This is so stupid.
that he needed more time to find a place to live and transition into adulthood.
I'm granting the eviction because I'm concerned
Transition. He's 30 though.
about what's going on in this household. So I don't want you on that household.
Media outlets covered his eviction, and it became a widely watched event as he packed his belongings and left his parents' home for the last time.
After loading the trunk, Rotundo's car wouldn't start. He needed a jump.
Of course. Of course he does. Yeah, he sure does.
Whoa.
You think this day
Where'd
was
it go?
to get here?
Yeah.
So how you feel?
Great.
Wow.
Where are you headed?
Off to an Airbnb.
The case was
an
so unusual
Airbnb?
in that it pitted parents against their own child in a court of law.
Oh my
the Rotundo
God.
family saga unveiled revelations that came to light during the legal proceedings
This is
and media
insane.
coverage.
He's a very smart kid. He kind of kept to himself.
Court documents showed that Michael had a child of his own but was not in contact with the child's mother.
Ooh,
It
there's
was
the asteroid I need. That's the one. Applied Energistics asteroid.
This is unbelievable. Wow.
Yep.
was revealed that Mark and Christina
Yeah, this guy has a girlfriend. Had a girlfriend. Bro, he hooked up with
Ooh,
somebody.
it's a fucking
Yep.
obsidian one though.
Think about that, guys. Wow.
Rotundo had made several attempts to help their son find a job, obtain his own place, and achieve financial independence.
He could be dealing with social anxiety or very severe depression,
This
and
might take
he's
a
just
while.
not feeling motivated.
This might take a
do
fucking
it.
They
while.
offered him money to move out, even going so far as to provide him with $1,100 as a parting gift.
They wanted to
I really
just pay him
wish
to
peace
leave.
for Mike and his family, and I hope
get
that
that.
whatever problems he has get addressed and solved, and I hope that he's able to move forward with his life.
I'm sure that's what's gonna that's what's gonna happen for sure. Yeah, he's gonna move
30-year-old
on, and everything's gonna be fine. Oh my God. There's another one. He talked this. Wait, this was on CNN.
8 years of free room and board is long enough. That is the feeling of an
Oh
upstate
my
New York
God.
couple who's been trying to kick their 30-year-old son, Michael Rotundo, out of their house. As incentive, they gave him money to
Yeah.
get started. They even sent him several letters
Right.
to vacate, but the son says he was not given enough notice. Michael has a young son himself who he lost custody of within the last year.
What a surprise.
And now these parents have actually gone to the courts, and the verdict is that the judge evicted him. I had a
Good.
chance to speak with Michael moments ago. Here's our conversation.
Oh no.
Michael,
I cannot believe this went on CNN. And you know why? It's because, like, if this guy is the stereotype. He's that guy.
welcome.
Hi.
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 Hi. So let me start with you're 30.
Oh no.
Right.
The simplest question Do you not want to find your own place?
No,
He doesn't.
Why not?
I don't want to live there anymore.
You don't wanna live with
I
your
don't like
parents?
living. No.
He doesn't want to live. Okay.
It's not. It's very tense. It's very awkward. It's we have to we have to share space, which may be the case with where I would find myself afterwards. But
Yeah, this is doable.
I prefer to get out.
I can't do it with the
Okay,
stove
so on the
pickaxe, though.
preferring to get out,
Okay.
let's rewind for a second because it's my understanding you've lived, at your parents' house rent-free
might
for
not
8
even be
years, and I
thinking
know
this, but
you do
I
your own
don't
laundry,
care.
you buy your own food, but they asked you 5 times, please move out. Why couldn't you guys resolve this without the court?
I would consider much of what they were doing to try to get me out as a tax. And
Of course. He's being attacked. No, not a tax, like like a paying your taxes. I think it's like an attack, like attack power.
and what I was trying to, I was just, trying to preserve, trying to do what's best for me, which is just,
Yeah.
let's try to be a little more reasonable. I'll
Try and do what's
leave.
best for
I don't
me.
like living
True.
here. But I need, I need reasonable time. And as an example of this, the first notice that I received, the February 2nd notice, was basically,
I can see why they wanted him out. Oh my God.
you have 14 days before you're outside in the winter weather. So
Ooh.
the first thing I did when I got that was I made sure that wasn't going to happen. I contacted the police department. I said,
Yeah.
"Is this something that's that this could happen?" And they're like, "No, you just call us. That they can't do that." And I said, "All right." And
I'm listening to you. I really am, but let me just understand.
I'm sure she is.
I hear you on your parents giving you notices. The fact that you were on national television talking about moving out of your parents' house. You tell me you want to move
Right.
out of your parents' house.
This is a personal
horse.
9/11 for every
Could kill
Discord
with
moderator
llamas.
in the United
Wait, no,
States.
they don't drop saddles.
Why don't
do
you just move out of your parents' house?
they
Like
drop
This is
the
bad.
tomorrow.
Well,
I don't have the means to do that tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
It's
Do you
gonna
have
be.
a job?
Do you have a job?
No.
Are you trying to get a job? Because I read that one of your
Right.
parents asked
No.
if there are jobs available even for those with a poor work history like you. Get one. You have to work. Are you working on that?
I have I have plans
Yeah.
to be able to provide myself with the income I need to support myself. But
No.
it's not something that's
Silk
going to
touch iron
No.
pick.
come together
No.
tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Hey,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to do what's best for me.
Yeah.
And
I'm just trying to look.
I do want to leave, and I want to leave as soon as
Good with
possible.
this.
But
Sure.
it's not tomorrow.
Concepts
I
and
don't
plans.
think it should have to be tomorrow.
Boom.
And
This guy,
Alright, let's keep moving on.
you know where he needs to go? He needs to go to TikTok Live. Yeah, that's where he needs to go.
Well, you want it
and
to be tomorrow. It just isn't tomorrow because you don't have the means
Right.
yet to make it tomorrow. Here's the next thing.
right.
I mean, hey, do you? A lot of us have lived with our parents maybe a little bit longer than we wish we could. Please take a sip of your water. Do you not want privacy, Michael? I mean, do you not want relationships,
Yeah.
boyfriend, girlfriend, friendships, space, not shared walls with mom and dad?
I do want those things.
Yeah. So your parents took you to court,
If
though.
That's the. Yeah, I do. Oh my God.
You out of their home.
This is
And you
amazing.
sat there and
Right.
you represented yourself and you argued that you should have more time.
Yeah.
I know that you wanted the 6 months, and I've heard you say, ironically, by the time maybe you'll leave, it will be that 6 months. The court didn't side in your favor. Will you fight the court? Will you fight your parents on this?
Well,
I'm going to send a letter that I've already
Ew.
prepared to my parents' attorney that says if you send an order to the court, a proposed order,
Ooh, what is that?
is, for 3
somebody call Asian Andy and scuff Jim Carrey.
Camera unfocused. Sorry,
Yeah, bro,
I had
like,
the
you
video
gotta
full
send them
open.
in.
Look at that. See, you can't find
Get
whatever
rid
the
of this
fuck this
guy.
is in the goddamn
It's incredible how
Skype.
shamelessly he goes on
No.
national television and tells everyone that he's a bum. Well, it's like, well, the reason
Whatever
why
that thing up
is
there
that,
is, you can't find
like,
that
there
shit
are
on
so many people that are
Hypixel,
like this,
alright?
and they've completely
exploring.
rationalized every annoying thing that they do, and it's always somebody else's fault.
3 months.
Like, fuck the winter biome, but...
There's a possibility the court won't accept
is
that,
this?
although I don't think that makes any sense. I'm not a lawyer, I don't really know, but you know, I guess the court can just can
Oh, we
deny
gotta be
any
careful too. There might be
proposed
that
order they
fucking...
It's a done
that
deal with
drift
I would
FCC
say
sound.
comes.
that
Yeah,
to the
true.
I'm saying to the attorney, if you put this proposed order for 3 months in, or a proposed order for 3 months in, I won't fight anymore for the case. And
Okay.
the ironic thing is that
No,
if they had sent me the 6
I
month
call
notice
it...
to quit in February, it would have cost them $0 in legal expenses.
So now they're the ones that
Oh
are
my God,
stupid,
get
that
me
are
the fuck
wasting
out of
money,
this.
and
Oh my
he's actually
God,
the reasonable
please.
one. I love this guy. He is 100% a Discord moderator. Like, I guaranteed. It's not even a question. That's why he gets no pussy? No, he has a kid, man.
So, okay.
Oh my
Legal
God,
expenses
no.
aside, time spent in court. I'm sure your parents are irked.
No,
but,
no, he does.
You only have one mom and dad. And I understand
Right.
that you are probably more upset than
Fucking
even you're
cool.
letting on, but don't you want to reconcile
Gelid.
with them?
What the fuck is that?
No. No, I don't.
No.
I mean, are you aware of the component regarding my son and about how I
am.
lost my visitation cut? Yeah. So right
There
after
it is.
that, they're like, well, we want you to start doing. Don't worry about your case, which was that's a full-time job doing setting up an appeal.
Yeah, see, he doesn't have time to get a job. He already has a job dealing with his case that's involving him being able to stay at his parents' house. He's already got a job.
For an order like that, for custody and visitation, what you need to do right now is get a full-time job and get health insurance, or we're going to throw you out.
Yeah.
And
Let me in.
it was devastating to lose
Let
my
me
son. And
They look similar? Could be.
I was just, it really,
Okay.
I was done with them. I was done with them after that. I was done with them after that point.
Cool off.
My heart goes out to you on the custody.
New York man has lived with his parents for
How do I
8
get the cold
years.
to go away?
And so they've been dealing with him for 8 years doing this?
Ooh,
I hate
man,
this
that
guy
looks-
so much.
What do I do with that?
If you're getting mad at what somebody on the computer screen is
Work
doing,
does.
get off the computer screen. Go outside, you fucking retard. What the hell's wrong with you? Get off the fucking computer, idiot.
Ooh, what is that? Aim at this rapier?
Stop it. Stop.
Issue.
Dumbass.
Yeah, the last piece of this, though, Michael, and this is really my last question. There are a lot of people who have read about your story, and
Yeah.
the thought bubble is what is up with this millennial generation that you guys seem so entitled. What would you say to those critics?
I would say that I'm really not a member of
what the
that
fuck?
of that demographic that they're speaking to, of that
Table.
group. I'm a very conservative person. The millennials that they're speaking to are very liberal in their.
So he's saying that. Let's get this straight. So he's conservative. So he can't be a millennial because all the millennials are liberals and lazy. But since he's. This is incredible.
Oh, it's a soul
Wow.
lantern.
Ideology.
What do you guys think the odds are that he's in the chat right now?
But you're 30, so technically, I think you are part of the millennial generation. I don't think there's a delineation between.
You're right.
Yeah,
but
100%.
when people speak to the millennials and their general nature as a millennial, they speak to more liberal leanings.
Right, and he's not a millennial because he's conservative. That's there you go.
In my opinion, do you disagree?
What they're doing
I don't think it's for me to disagree. I think a millennial is a millennial is a millennial based upon the year that you were born. But I think it's totally your opinion to say, you know, that doesn't apply to me.
Doesn't even make sense.
With that, Michael Rotundo, I appreciate you coming on. I truly wish you the best of luck. And
I am a millennial.
Dark tank.
Yes, Michael.
Right. Welcome.
Wow, look at all these.
So that was one of the more surreal interviews.
Talismans, forces, souls.
I love this guy.
Yeah, fucking make that shit smaller, goddamn.
They need to get this guy on social media right away. Oh my god. She doesn't even know what to say.
We've taken part of here in the last little while, but I genuinely wish him and his parents luck.
Oh, I see.
Let's move on.
Wow. Oh my god.
What else you do with these?
Deadbeat son.
Wayward compass.
Wait.
Trapped soul toward its home. Soul book.
What? Who is this guy?
The first thing I thought when my story became national news was,
oh,
crap.
I just need enough time. I don't need very much.
You keep saying that, but you've had 8 years.
How does this happen? How did this happen? This is amazing.
For Michael Rotundo to move out of his parents' New York home.
I was evicted from my parents' home as a 30-year-old.
Fire.
He's winning?
International news.
Where are you headed?
Talk to an Airbnb.
Ooh, I missed it.
Just
door
like,
down.
it's just dumb. Gotta clean these dishes, so you just clean them. Since I left
Why is he cleaning the dishes in the bathroom sink?
my parents' house has been a little chaotic.
Ooh,
I've been sleeping at Airbnbs.
tunnel.
How I got this
Oh!
Airbnb was.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, he does damage.
I'm looking for a cheap place to stay.
I just randomly show up.
Oh, you have to put up my fence. You can sit here for nothing.
Mike dug all these
he's gonna
holes
kill me.
for me. He's gonna
Did he summon a fucking
he
polar
just
bear?
goes to random people's houses. Wait, is this
it's a boss
actually an
fight.
Airbnb? I don't think this is. That's not how Airbnb works. He's just going around randomly. Can I live here if I dig a hole in your backyard? And this woman's like, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Oh,
Finally.
I fucked up.
do some work.
Oh my god.
And
Wait.
He has
I fucked up. Oh wait,
For me.
we're good.
he's gonna do some work.
I got an idea. Like right here. Oh, dude, I literally am. Oh, okay. No. No. Chill out.
I gotta see this.
Magic missile. Magic missile.
How do you do this?
Magic missile. Magic missile. Magic missile.
And he was supposed to stay for a little while.
I don't need to kill you anymore.
in exchange to stay here?
Yeah.
You're out of the fucking lair. What you got in here for me?
I just. Oh my god.
Oh, he's on me again. I know it for sure.
And here's the thing, it works out really well. This guy is in 2024, whatever year this was,
Ooh,
and he's living in the year 1100.
Take that.
He comes into a village, he's like, any war?
No!
And then people just put him up.
No!
And he just goes and does fucking menial tasks. Yeah, he's playing. Bro, this guy's playing an RPG. Whoa, walk, my lord.
Really well.
Oh my god. Working on a discrimination lawsuit. A discrimination lawsuit against Best Buy, his former employer. Oh my god. He has an 8-year-old that he had out of wedlock that's always lived nearby with his former, I guess his former girlfriend.
I was harassed with my parenting time with my child.
Uh-huh.
That happened to me and not a single female parent.
Uh-huh.
I was fired, basically because I was a single male parent. I'm seeking almost $400,000. I really was. Then I'm not going to worry about a lot after that.
Oh, it's a
This
one-time
is
use
like
thing.
dude, this is like the plot
Where'd you
of
go?
like Trailer Park Boys season 3 or 4, right? all I need to do is sue this company. We're gonna make $400,000, and then I'm good. Like, look at this.
I'm seeking almost $400,000. I reasonably believe that I'm not going to have to worry about a lot after that.
That's
What do you
it.
say
I'm
to
done.
People that are saying you're lazy, you're waiting for this big windfall. You may not get it.
I'm going to get it.
He's gonna get it. Eating a burrito.
You can get houses for $50,000, $60,000.
Yeah.
I could get a part-time job somewhere and make $24,000 a year.
Where'd it go?
And just live in that house.
Yeah.
What would you say to your parents right now?
Nothing.
They turned your life upside down.
There's really nothing I can say to them about that. I mean, there's really nothing to be like, hey, nuts to you. I don't think my relationship with my parents will ever really be mended.
Man.
Don't break anything.
Fucking anvil.
I get on my bike mostly. My parents stopped feeding me in like December. So
World map. Frozen bone. A goat horn. What is this thing?
This guy's actually playing an RPG.
Okay.
He's just...
Rabbits.
Bro, like... He's playing an RPG. What is this? He's the main character.
in like December, so I've been, buying my own food, buying my own food for a long time.
Yeah.
These 2 cups plum tomatoes. I'm gonna have to ask somebody about that. How many ounces are in a cup? I hate to ask you a stupid question, but you just take the bouillons and then they can just become like a cup of broth, right? I gotta do all my cooking in the bedroom.
What?
What does browning mean?
Oh, there was another level.
No.
8 to 10 minutes. Jeez, this is gonna take a while.
So he's leveling cooking. Oh my god.
Killed it.
Dude, this guy's actually playing an RPG.
I'm supposed to. I'm gonna take the chicken, I'm gonna put it back on the same surface of the uncooked chicken.
Oh, we got a ring.
Oh no.
Are the windows open here?
That's a health loss.
All I need is a can opener.
What are you gonna do about that?
Fern, can I borrow a can opener? I don't have a chef's knife. Thank you, Fern.
You're welcome.
It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be edible.
I think she likes him.
Epic Ink. Wandering Magician's Pants.
This is insane.
Oh yeah, we're keeping this.
Oh
that
my
shit is.
god. How is this guy doing? He's doing everything wrong. And somehow it's like, is it gonna smell like onions tonight?
Oh, I died earlier.
How does this happen?
Fuck yeah.
He's failing. It's like an anime. Yes. This is amazing.
Smell like onions in here tonight?
Yeah. I love onions though.
Wow.
There it is. The rice is overcooked, but that's all right. The Airbnb's daughter has a deal. For $5, she'll do your laundry, but you won't fold it. I am where I am right now because of Best Buy. Because they fired me and they failed to promote me, that I'm a victim of discrimination.
True. So true. No.
None of that.
If that hadn't happened, I would have a really good job with them as like an assistant manager. I could have made them a lot of money.
Oh my god.
Melon popsicle. I want the ring.
This is incredible.
I could have made them a lot of money. Did you get a shot of that snot that fired out of my nose?
I'm gonna be honest. I like him. I want him to win. I do. I do. I like him. Reminds. Yeah. This is. Oh man. Oh.
Good. My business is business to business IT. I'm not really growing that. The media attention has hurt my business. I had a big job, I guess, with a client. And
oh my god.
After the news broke, I did not get them to respond to my emails.
I wonder why.
I'm not afraid of my future. Everything's gonna work out.
Wait, what?
I'm not afraid of my future.
Wait, that's a. That's what I thought it was. As I said, man, this guy is living in the year 1100. This is insane. He's actually in an RPG. Like, this is.
Things don't work out. Most man can know is TV
the
appearances,
chicken
things
got
like
away.
that. Alex Jones show. And
here's $3,000.
Valedictorian ordered to not thank Jesus during graduations. Wait, he was valedictorian.
My friend showed that you can hopefully get on your own feet.
What?
He offered for me to be a reporter for the show.
How come you don't pursue that?
Because I'm not a film. I'm not a. It's a totally different industry. I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's money, but like I'm doing all right.
So Alex Jones offered him a job at InfoWars.
Why don't you fucking hit me with the poison potion, you bitch?
Yep.
Money from the Alex Jones appearance can keep me above water until the Best Buy lawsuit.
It's $3,000.
Weeks?
Months.
He's gonna live on $3,000 for months.
He stay as long as he wants.
I guess Michael and I will talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, they hit me with the poison. I literally asked not to be hit with poison. They hit me with the poison.
What amazes me is the most is knowing this guy actually got laid at some point. This guy's a
good,
master
run.
of manipulating the media to get free publicity. My parents stopped feeding me. A grown man actually said that. Update 3 years later. He lost to Best Buy. They showed documents of Michael being late, not showing up to work, giving customers the wrong discounts, and failing to meet sales quotas. He also had his child support increased from $26 a week to $56 a week and called the increase outrageous. Can we get this guy a Galaxy? Yeah. I'm sure he's still doing it. Yes. I wonder what's going on. Yeah, I need an update to this. Somebody needs to get me, guys, I want to know what's happened. All of these are from a few years ago. We need an update. He could be a millionaire by now. Easily could be a millionaire by now. Should hire him? I don't know, but that's not, he doesn't work in that industry. He doesn't, like, that wouldn't work.
Ooh,
yeah, he couldn't do, like, he wouldn't be able to, yeah, which is, I mean, he just would not be
Jungle
able to, like, it just wouldn't,
Temple.
like, I mean, there's just, like, two, like, it just wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't, yeah, it just wouldn't, like, I mean, he would, right? But, like, he just can't.
Let's hope I
mean,
don't
it's
blow
not.
myself up. It's been a while since I've been in one of these.
Let me see if I can show y'all. This is unreal.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing new sexual assault allegations. A lawyer representing 120 accusers says the artist committed numerous sexual acts on his clients,
Oh my.
dating back more than 20 years.
Pull up.
ABC's Andrew Dimpert has the details.
This morning,
God, but
Sean
not my
Diddy
fucking
Combs faces a
face.
slew of new allegations. 120 new alleged victims coming.
Again.
Yeah.
Diddy Combs faces a slew of new allegations. 120 new alleged victims.
New. So this means additional.
Okay.
This is not 120 total victims. This is 120 new victims on top of the existing victims.
Coming forward with plans to sue, claiming Combs sexually assaulted or abused them.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
The alleged assaults span 3 decades, with the alleged victims ranging from men and women who claim they were drugged during Combs' parties to a 9-year-old who claims Combs assaulted him in a music studio.
Get out of there.
We talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred. It's shocking. 25 of the...
What's happening here?
I want to hear other people talking about Throne Liberty. That way I can kind of like base my opinions off of it too, right? Because like my opinion of this game is like very, very hit and miss. I'm like level 35 or something like that. I haven't really played a whole lot. I was wrong about
I was wrong. I 100% put my hands up and admit that I was wrong about Throne and Liberty.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really that hyped for this MMO.
Neither was
I genuinely thought there was no chance NCSoft could turn this game from an autoplay mobile piece of shit that we was all collectively memeing on to a game that I'd actually enjoy. But I was wrong. In the past, I've said the combat in this game is clunky. It is clunky. Does it get better at level 50? Yes, a bit, but it's still clunky, and the movement at times drives me insane.
To me,
look at this map.
I'm sorry, that matters to me more than anything. If the combat is clunky and it doesn't feel good, that's going to be my entire experience playing the game. That is the most important. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything else, like that, to me, that's the deal breaker.
However, given the improvements the devs have made to the gameplay in such a short space of time, I think they've earned a bit of patience from myself that they'll continue to improve it further.
I think that's fair. That's definitely fair. Him saying, hopefully they're going to make it better because they've already improved the game a lot from where it originally was. That's fair and also true. Hopefully it happens.
Is the game pay to win? Yes, but all Korean MMOs are pay to win, and the pay to win ceiling isn't as high as other pay to win MMOs.
So what's the point?
Is that? You think those are
it's
aggressive?
Actually quite playable, free to play. I was so close to quitting this game even after reaching level 50 because I wasn't really feeling the combat. At times I do still think it feels rough, and for the people who get to max level and decide to quit because they're not enjoying the gameplay, I get it. You're 100% valid, and there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made.
That's where I'm at. That's why I haven't gone back and played it more. I haven't even really played it off stream even.
Me, it wasn't until I really started spamming dungeons, mastering
we got a pack of wolves,
gameplay in Throne, that something clicked, and I said to myself, I get it now.
I think that one thing that this game does very well is it has like that open world experience where you can see a bunch of other people in the world. It's like one of the most simple things that I feel like so many MMOs do wrong.
I've been enjoying the game to the point where this isn't something
really
I'm just going to drop after I've made my content about it. This video will be a simple format. In the first half, I'll talk about all the things I like about Throne and Liberty so far. And
He's fucking running.
About all the things I dislike.
He's running.
Game.
Get him.
I'm not going to explain how the game works because I want to keep this video concise.
Yeah.
We know also, I'd like to give a big shout out to Canon. Not only for his top-tier content about Throne and Liberty,
got a pack of fucking
but also
wolves,
helping me
baby.
get to understand the game privately in DMs. He's a cool guy, and you should definitely subscribe to his channel. But before we jump into the review, do us a favor and support the content by listening to today's sponsor.
Don't fuck with the creeper.
Marabou Go is the latest PAL-like survival game launching on October 10th. This is a
come on, wolves.
This game, if you thought Power World was shameless, this game is the equivalent of those bots that spam.
I bet this
I'm
is
the
a
thickest 18-year-old on
one that might take me a
OnlyFans
second to get there.
with a link. This dude, get ready.
No, it's it's kind of like a
cross-platform
partial
open world
one.
game where you'll
Get ready.
explore a world teeming with classic monsters. We're talking over 100 unique creatures with different skills and elements, all waiting to be tamed to join your team. Build your dream base, assign monsters to gather resources.
Be here
and
for a
ultimate
fucking
production,
second.
And don't forget to feed them and keep them well rested. Then gear up and head out into the vast world, battling fierce monsters alongside your trusty monster companions. But the real fun begins when you team up with your friends. Explore together, conquer challenges, and build a thriving community. Just remember, in this world, alliances can shift, so stay sharp. Marabou Go offers endless possibilities and exciting gameplay, whether you're on phone or
I've
PC.
seen that before.
So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and pre-register now. Get ready to tame, build, battle, and explore in Marabou Go. The ultimate
Maybe Power World should sue these guys.
monster adventure awaits.
Man.
So let's jump right into it. Throne and Liberty, things I like. We'll start on the topic of visuals. The game has amazing graphics. It's the best Unreal Engine 4 MMO I've ever played.
Can you imagine a world where Nintendo is suing Power World and Power World is suing this game?
Scavenger 3.
And like all of these are ongoing?
And I think you could argue that it is just as good or better than Black Desert Online.
It looks better,
Some people
I think.
say the visuals are generic, and I can see what they mean.
They are.
It definitely looks similar to other Asian MMOs, but I actually like the art style. especially with how vibrant and colourful everything is from the UI to the world. Everywhere you point the camera, especially in the starting town, can be framed to just look like the most picturesque, beautiful scene I've ever seen in an MMO.
Yeah, I think that also the visuals of the game are great. I don't think that they're particularly like stylistically unique, but they are great visuals, and also it's an open world game, and a bunch of players can be in the same area at the same place, and it's not completely dysfunctional.
Just look at how good this looks. But what makes it look so good? For me, it's the scale of the environmental assets in relation to the size of your character.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It feels like you're actually in a world.
This combined with the game having an insanely far view distance. This was also something that I really liked about New Worlds, but I think Throne looks even better. I absolutely love the way armor looks in this game. Even early in the game, I thought my character looked so fucking cool with the armor he had equipped.
It's okay.
I felt absolutely no need to buy any cash shop cosmetic, and I actually reckon the in-game gear you obtain from quests, mob drops, and bosses looks straight up better.
Oh, it's possible.
Just look at my warrior. The shield, the
He got the helmet
the
too.
shoulder pads, the way he holds his greatsword,
That
is
is
just
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
The open world multi-level dungeons in this game are
Ooh,
also
we got another
extremely
fucking
impressive.
building.
The level design,
Yeah, they showed
depth,
this in
and
the
sense of
trailers.
scale in these massive dungeons is unlike anything I've seen in another MMO. It feels like something from an anime.
Yeah.
I also love that the game is one massive open world with no loading screens. I like the dynamic weather, seeing the trees blow in the wind, the dust particles, birds fly up as I run past them, and it's also cool how weather affects the gameplay with various effects. The game
But also, I mean, just straight up, like, it just looks good and it feels good to be in the world.
Oh, this
like,
is a
if I look
dungeon.
at this looks amazing.
Straight up a dungeon.
This looks like how I would want an MMO to look. Yeah, this is great. It looks good, but it has no soul. I think that's accurate.
The game has epic music, kind of what you'd expect from a Lineage game, S-tier character customization, all the sliders you could possibly want. The game has an insanely good photo mode. All that's missing is
By the way,
ability-
Throne and Liberty actually used to be Lineage 3.
Dogs,
they
come
renamed
down.
it. And they like rebranded it
Come
after
outside.
they like after it went through development hell for like 10 years.
Sit.
to change the
Sit.
time of day, change the weather, and turn off the UI during this mode. And I
going
also
on
liked
down
the cutscenes. A lot of them seemed pretty epic, but the one I liked the most was after the tutorial. The seamless transition of you arriving at the mainland, seeing the title screen, and all the players load in. Very memorable.
Yeah, that's
Things I
cool.
like, gameplay. The game
Oh, yeah,
runs
this is just one of them
extremely well
regular
considering
dungeons.
the
It does.
amount of players and openness of the world.
That's huge.
Sometimes you do need to turn
Like
the
this is
graphics
the thing is like how
You don't
how
wanna
are
fuck
they
with
able
too
to
much
do
of
this
that,
but
for
WoW
real.
can't do this? It's so annoying.
down a bit when there's hundreds of players on screen.
Yeah, look at
But
this.
overall, I was impressed with the performance, which is very important considering the pinnacle content of this game is Castle Siege with hundreds of players.
Yep.
The combat, whilst clunky,
It also
does
gave
feel
me a lot more confidence in Ashes of Creation being able to deliver the 500 v 500 like combat. Because before then, I feel like nobody else is really doing that.
impactful. The feeling of my sword connecting with the enemy, the VFX, and the numbers popping up does feel satisfying. I think the combat in this game has quite a unique feel to it, and it's quite grounded. It's not perfect, definitely a lot of things I dislike about it, which we'll mention later on, but at least it doesn't feel floaty like some MMOs.
Yeah.
That being said, it does take a long time to get used to. Throne has two interesting...
I think that the combat is the worst thing about the game. That is the worst thing. Everything else about the game I would say is pretty decent, but combat is it's really hard for me to get behind the combat.
Combat mechanics that I do quite like. The first being collision. As a warrior, I can push enemies into walls to stun them or push them off high ground with my shield rush. I also really like the Q-block. Although it took me a long time to get used to, getting the timing perfect on this actually feels really nice and keeps you engaged for boss fights.
Sure.
Throne really feels like a true
Yeah,
MMO.
it's kind of like the counter mechanic for Lost Ark, but it's involved with more people, which I think is good.
Very early in the game and throughout. It supports a massive number of players, it brings players together with regular events, and you're incentivized to group rank mobs, unlike Black Desert Online, where you're penalized. I like that dungeons are 6 players instead of 5. I don't know why, I just like it. It feels more social. And I like that bosses can be killed with less than 6 players if everyone does the mechanics perfectly. I haven't seen any boss
That's
enrage.
also another component I really like too, is that I hate when games have like boss mechanics that you need to have 6 players to do, where it's like, you know, you have to stand in 6 runes, and if one rune isn't soaked, then like everybody dies. I hate mechanics like that because they're effectively just like anti-carry mechanics. And like Lost Ark had a lot of those, and it made me like fucking hate raiding.
Mechanics yet, and on numerous occasions we've managed to kill bosses with only half the group due to a few people dying.
Yeah, that feels really cool.
It takes a long time, but it's doable. Things I like, content and systems. Even though I haven't gone to many conflict events yet due to not having a guild, I think it's a fair system to have some events be conflict PvP enabled and some peace. The same goes for open world dungeons turning full PvP at night time.
Yeah.
It incentivizes players to join guilds and learn to PvP, but it's not so oppressive to the point where a PvE player can't enjoy the game and avoid this type of content.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm very much the kind of guy that I don't really care about PvP in any MMO because I feel like it's always going to be bad. But the best kind of PvP in an MMO is the PvP that focuses on the spectacle of large-scale combat rather than the nuances of like which class or which player is better than the other. Because I feel like you're never going to have a world where a game like Overwatch, Deadlock, Counter-Strike, you know, Valorant, or League of Legends, like all of the actual good PvP games, those are like that's what's going to deliver the best like rock paper scissors experience, whereas a lot of MMOs generally don't do a very good job of that because that's not what they're designed for, right? And so I think that having like big scale PvP still is enjoyable as an MMO player.
Endgame siege PvP and PvG stuff is insanely fun. It's the best pinnacle content in any MMO, really, in my opinion.
Like basically, I like
the most
AV
fun I ever
and
had
not
in an
arena.
MMO was my days of being in a hardcore siege guild back in Black Desert Online. So I'm really excited to try this part of Throne. I really enjoyed Throne's solo boss challenge content, Tadal's Tower. Going into it, I expected it to be gear gated, but every boss is just pure mechanics, and I cleared the whole thing with potato gear as soon as I hit level 50. I love that dailies stack up to 5 days before you're at your caps. You can literally not play for 4 days, then catch up on everything on day 5, and you're not missing out on efficiency.
That's one thing that a lot of games need to have. And I think that's like what I was talking about earlier with that other guy, is that what ends up happening is that a lot of people that are playing and they have to take a day or 2 off, they don't want to feel like they're behind. It's like the psychology of being behind. I hate it. It's actually huge, yeah. Like WoW did this in like Wrath with like the you had weekly dungeons instead of daily dungeons.
Like most Korean
Dailies
MMOs,
should be like
Throne doesn't
weeklies.
seem
Yeah.
like it's too time
I actually think the best system is like Honkai Star Rail, where you build up
it's like
the
an Underground
rested,
Oasis
like
thing.
experience where
That's
you
what it
can
was
cap
when I
that
got
out.
the
It's
water.
like usually you get 240, but like at 1/3 the rate, you can get up to 2,400 by being offline. And that way you can come back and you can just absolutely juice the fuck out of a new character and play a lot if you really want to get invested into the game.
Do you mean? Dare I say, I think this might be an MMO that respects your time once you're in the flow of doing the daily stuff.
Stoops on that
This
one.
game's gear enhancement system is one of the least punishing I've ever seen in a Korean MMO.
Alright, let's get the
yes,
fuck.
there's a bit of RNG, but it's
Get
really
the
not
fuck
much.
out of here.
The least punishing I've seen in a Korean MMO. My worry, though, is that that can still be on the spectrum of punishing. Yeah.
You always get something for using your resources to improve your gear. There's no seemingly unreachable ceiling like in BDO.
Yeah.
I also think the way you obtain gear is relatively well designed too. For a Korean MMO, I was surprised that I didn't find a whole lot of inconvenience. Usually these games will have weight limit systems, almost no inventory space, a lot of create problem to sell solution.
Yeah, like you have to you have to loot a bunch of stuff, and like the pet loots it if you spend money. Yeah, like BDO.
There doesn't seem to be too much of that in this game, so far anyway. I think it's cool that the chat has an auto-translator built in, and I also like that the devs are listening to
I
feedback.
hope that in 5 or 10 years we can have an MMO that's officially and like 100% worldwide. I want to have an actual worldwide MMO where you have Chinese people and like fucking people in Africa and people in like America playing together. I think that would be really cool.
And seem to be fast at improving the game. This game is unrecognizable now compared to what it was a year and a half ago, so hats off to the devs for the changes so far. Next, let's discuss the things I dislike about Throne, once again starting with the visuals. I absolutely hate turning into a dog to run around.
Fucking stupid. So fucking dumb. It's so dumb. What is this? What the fuck? You want everybody to turn into a dog? Just put the fucking mounts in the game. Just put a fucking... Why did you need to reinvent the wheel? Stop it. It's so fucking annoying. I like it. No, you don't. It sucks. I hate it. It's bad.
My character looks so fucking cool in human form, but I need to transform into a shit animal and go through a weird animation.
Stupid.
Bro, just let me fucking sprint. It would be so much better.
No, give us mounts.
Delete the animal shit and give us...
Fuck this. Give us mounts. Leave the animals in the game. I want a mount. Let me summon a fucking horse.
Sprint instead.
I want to sprint
really
around.
Don't feel like the morphs add anything to the game.
They do nothing.
And for me, I'd prefer if
They're
they just
stupid.
took the traditional MMO approach of mounts instead. But at the very least, they need to improve the transition from animal form to human form, because it's very janky. The camera zooms in, your character often desyncs on the transition,
Yeah, fuck 'em up.
responsive.
I know how they can fix it. Take it out of the game. I solved it.
Fuck 'em up.
Problem solved. Just take it out of the game. You don't need to worry
On
about it.
top of that, there's no option to enable the animal form only when shift is being held. You need to double tap shift to enable and instantly disable it. So in boss fights, you often linger in animal form for a few seconds longer than you'd like, wasting stamina and as a result not having enough...
Damn, that's crazy. So this is the way the mechanic works. Man, wow, look at this. So everybody's supposed to get inside the circle? Oh, wow. Wow.
I got to go
and then,
back,
because
and
look
now
at the
we gotta
health.
go.
Wasting stamina.
Welcome back. I'm further. I found a dungeon.
That's crazy. How about that?
I'm
Actually
fully
seeing which
armored
target
now.
you're targeting can be difficult
Although
at
it's
times.
not great armor,
The
but
indicator is just this small orange bracket
it worked.
around
And I got
the already
dogs.
orange nameplate. When you get
It should
like
make the nameplate that you're targeting, it should make it bigger.
10 mobs at once, you can't really glance and see your target, so perhaps the nameplate on your targeted enemy could benefit from some customization options.
Yeah.
Things I dislike: gameplay. The movement when it comes to flying, grappling and climbing feels awful. Janky animation locks and camera zooms on grappling. The climbing is barely functional. You'll see tons of inclines that you think you can jump over, but you can't. And the transition from flight to human form is not smooth. The thing that makes this even more annoying is that there's so many quests and bosses in this game with jumping puzzles and mechanics that utilize the grapple and flight. So much so that you'd think this game has the movement fluidity of Mirror's Edge. It does.
If this game had good movement and combat fluidity, I bet it would probably be averaging 500,000 players. I'm not even kidding. I think it's like they're so close to it being insanely good. But the movement and the combat is just fucking terrible.
Doesn't. The movement feels really shit sometimes,
Dog
and
shit.
it's the
Yep.
biggest area of improvement that I'd like to see. Now, to be fair to the devs, movement used to be even worse. Until recently, there was inertia when changing directions. I actually had a bug where this inertia was re-enabled for my character, and it felt like absolute dog shit to just move around the world.
See, this is always a problem. Anytime that you try to apply real-life physics to games and it makes the gameplay worse, you should always just focus on the gameplay rather than the physics. Unless it's something like Monster Hunter or something like that, always focus on the gameplay.
Thankfully, a relog fixed this issue, but definitely for me, one of the game's biggest weaknesses is the feeling of movement. As for combat, there's still a lot of clunky combat abilities. The game has improved, but there's still more that needs to be done. Now, when I
Such
say
a cop.
clunky, I'm mostly referring to a combination of your abilities and how they tie in with movement. The Warrior's Dash, for example, has a micro animation lock at the start and end of the ability. As a mage, if you begin casting a spell at max range, but the target moves even 1 centimeter out of range, your spell is cancelled.
And you know, like, WoW, what's crazy is that WoW fixed all these problems 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they solved all of these problems that Throne and Liberty is having right now. It's nuts.
Any buffer zone like other MMOs usually have. There's just so many abilities with micro animation locks that root you in place. And even if it's just for half a second, taking away a player's freedom of movement is what makes it feel clunky.
It feels like shit.
I'd happily go more in depth on this in a separate video, but people keep telling me the combat gets less clunky with more.
No. If it sucks at level 1, why the fuck would anybody go to level 50? Elden Ring is good at the first fucking second. Classic WoW is good in the first fucking second. No, I hate it. No, it doesn't get better. If it needs to get better, then it is bad. Think about it. PoE sucks at level 1, but it gets better? I disagree. I think PoE is great leveling. You make those massive jumps, you get a really cool new weapon, you're doing way more damage. What the fuck? No. If the game sucks at low levels, you're not going to have it. We're going to
I think they're misunderstanding my complaint. I understand that cooldowns get shorter, attack speed gets faster, some skills can instant cast with skill specializations. I get that. But unless there's an item that literally reads, removes the animation on its ability, then I fail to see how progressing further in the game will make it less clunky. In addition, Throne also has a few AoE abilities that I feel should be usable without a target, which aren't. Piercing Strike being an example with Sword and Shield, and Devastating Smash plus Guillotine Blade AoE spec for Greatsword. I think the devs should try to make almost every ability usable without having a target, similar to how it works in Guild Wars 2.
You, like, just look at this. Like, you know, I've shit on Guild Wars 2 so much, but, like, look how good this plays.
Every ability usable without
This
having
is
a
so
target.
fluid.